Deep in the mountains of Iraqi Kurdistan, inside a cave called Shanidar, archaeologists uncovered a haunting secret: the skeleton of a Neanderthal male. He had a wound, a deadly one, a sharp cut in his rib, one that happened around 50,000 years ago. This wasn't just an injury, it was something more. Was this the first murder in human history? Could it be that an early Homo sapiens, one of us, killed this Neanderthal? The story begins in the 1950s. An American archaeologist named Ralph Selecki was exploring Shanidar Cave. The entrance is wide and triangular, sitting high on Bradost Mountain, overlooking the Greater Zab River. Selecki and his team dug deep, over 14 meters down, reaching layers that dated all the way back to the Middle Paleolithic era. And in the deepest layer, known as Layer D, they struck gold, stone tools, and fossils belonging to Neanderthals. Between 1957 and 1960, they discovered several Neanderthal skeletons. One of them, uncovered on April 16, 1957, would change the way we see the past. His bones were sent to the Smithsonian Institution in Washington, D.C., while most other remains went to the Baghdad Museum. This decision turned out to be critical, because when scientists examined his remains, they noticed something unusual. On his left ninth rib, there was a clean puncture wound, not just a break, but a sharp cut. Bone had started to heal, but not fully. This meant he lived for a short time after the injury, but it eventually killed him. So who was this man? Shanidar III was a mature Neanderthal male, probably in his 40s or 50s, which was quite old for his time. He stood about 1.69 meters tall, around 5'6". His bones showed strong muscle attachments, especially in his arms and shoulders, typical of a Neanderthal build. He also had arthritis in his right ankle, possibly from an older injury that had healed but left him with limited movement. This may have made him more vulnerable. Like other Neanderthals, he belonged to a culture that made stone tools, sharp points used for hunting, and tools for processing animal hides. His people were skilled, resourceful, and capable of surviving harsh Ice Age climates. But his death was unusual. That rib wound raised questions no one could answer for decades. Was it an accident? A hunting mishap? A fight with another Neanderthal? Or was it something more? In 2009, researcher Stephen Churchill from Duke University decided to investigate. He recreated ancient weapons, replicas of the tools Neanderthals and early humans used, and tested them on pig carcasses, which have rib structures similar to humans. They tried two kinds of strikes. One was a high-energy impact, like a thrusting spear used at close range, the kind Neanderthals were known for. The other was a low-energy impact, a lighter spear thrown from a distance, something early Homo sapiens were starting to use. The results were telling. High-energy impacts shattered ribs, leaving behind massive damage. But low-energy projectiles left cleaner cuts, punctures, that matched the wound on Shanidar III. His injury didn't match the kind of damage caused by a thrusting spear. It matched a thrown weapon, like a lightweight spear cast from a distance, a kind of weapon that modern humans used. Now the pieces were starting to fit together. By 50,000 years ago, early Homo sapiens had begun moving into Western Asia, entering regions long occupied by Neanderthals. These modern humans brought advanced technologies, throwing spears, wider social networks, and a more flexible way of living. So what happened when the two species met? We know they interbred. most people of Eurasian descent today still carry Neanderthal DNA, about 1 to 2%. But that doesn't mean it was peaceful. There could have been tension, competition, even conflict. Neanderthals were strong, but Homo sapiens had what some scientists call the invader's advantage. They could hunt from a distance. They shared food across larger groups. They may have communicated in more complex ways, and sometimes, maybe, they saw Neanderthals not as cousins, but as rivals. Shanidar III's injury could be the first physical evidence of that rivalry turning violent. We can't say with certainty that a modern human killed him, but the type of weapon, the angle of the wound, and the timing all suggest a deadly encounter between species. This isn't proof of a war. It's not evidence of a massacre, but it's something more human. A single moment of violence in a world where survival was everything. More recent digs at Shanidar Cave have uncovered new Neanderthal remains. Researchers are now using modern techniques to continue the investigation that began over 60 years ago. But even now, Shanidar III stands as one of the most important individuals in the fossil record. Not just because he lived, but because of how he died. His story reminds us that progress and innovation often come with a darker side. The same tools that helped our species thrive may also have helped us push others aside. Shanidar III wasn't just a fossil. He was a person. He lived, hunted, walked, hurt, and in the end, died. And through him, we see the fragile line between survival and extinction, between us and those we left behind.